Alrighty. Try this again, shall we? Welcome to the channel. All right. Camera overheated. I don't think so. Low battery. What is low battery? Oh, she's hot. Why is that so hot? I don't understand. So we're going to take that out. That battery's hot. That's, I think, what they're talking about. So, new battery. I'm going to try to give you a flight of the drone here. And hopefully you can enjoy yourself. I've got to change some settings here, though. Trying a mobile setup here today. And that's a learning process. So we got the mobile internet going. Yep. View, auto lock. Okay, no, I don't want that. Never. There we go. I'm going to dim this down. But in the meantime, please say hello in the chat. Chatterooey. Chat. Say hello-y. I'll try to monitor the comments. But I make no promises. If I never promise anything, then I won't touch you down. Right? I'm looking over here, but I'm over here. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay. So hopefully, sure was warm. Okay, we're going to fly the DJI Mini 2 in just a moment. Well, I'm going to have to get out of the vehicle. I think I want to go slow. But first things first. Let's get the screen in here so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Please say hello in the chat. All right, so that's there. Got that going. What else do I got here? Get the screen going. But it's, oh, is it? Maybe it is. Do. Okay, I don't see it. Try that again. That would be why. So what's everybody up to today? Man, where I'm living in Ontario, it is going to be, it's hot, which is fantastic. I certainly don't have any complaints about it. There we go. We want to give you this visual here. So I don't like that every time I, okay, aircraft not connected. That's because I haven't turned it on yet. Okay, so I got to set this down. It's probably going to tell me to calibrate. We'll see. Put things down a bit. Yeah. And what's really cool is the fact that I'm out in the boonies. Okay, what's it telling me? Take off with caution. Take off with caution. Of course, take off with caution. Let's get this outside. Now it is windy, so I suspect it'll tell us that. No GPS signal. Well, let's give it some time. Compass calibration. So I knew that was going to happen. Okay.
Please check it on the map.
All right, but now, so we got the satellites. How many have we got? We got like 20 satellites, but now I got to compass calibrate. Usually got to do this every time when you move around a lot. So we do this, calibration, and then we go whoop. Right? Now it's telling me to go the other way. Up straight like that. The farmers will be going, what is this guy doing? Recalibrate. Because I'm not doing it right, I guess. Okay. Now we go up right. Keep going until it says stop. Calibration successful. That's what we want. All right. Close for the takeoff. Okay. All right. Well, nice and simple. Tap there. Press and take off. Woo!
Takeoff. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Altitude zone nearby, 150 meters. Okay. So, let's start recording. What's really cool, in 1080p, you can zoom in 4 times. Look at that. How cool is that? It takes a little getting used to. We are high enough up that we won't run into anybody. Voila. Okay, this is good. Oh, okay, let's go for a flight. Yeah. Let me get up a little higher. We're not that far off the ground. Let's go fly. Let's talk about new way of flying a kite, right? Now this is cinematic mode, which means move slowly. And if you lean off the joystick, you'll actually get even more. It slows down, right? The car's going by. So we got 93%, 92%. So it's a little windy today. It is like about 20-kilometer winds. So a really calm day though. You get well. They boast 31 minutes, but that's weather. That depends on the weather, right? And you see, I got the map. Now look at this. I'm like 255 meters away. And I zoom in. No, tilt up. And probably. And there I am, 255 meters away. So it's pretty awesome. Now, keep in mind it's digital zoom, so you will lose some. You'll lose some resolution when you do that. But still very cool in my opinion. All right, let's continue on. So we'll go for a flight over here. It'd be really cool if we had a couple tractors go by just before I went live. Right? Now the other nice thing is the controller is actually charging my phone at the same time and has quite a lot of power to it. Don't ask me offhand how much. All right, so let's, okay, we're just gonna sit right there. Now I'm gonna stop the video. Now I'm gonna switch over to photo, all right? And you can switch things manually, right? Like, ooh, that's too much. Look at that. So you can adjust things manually or audibly, but I like manual. There's a photo, right? Then we can zoom in more here as well. Beautiful. I think only 2 times on photos, but that's still pretty good if you ask me. All right, we're gonna fly. Let's go to, I'm trying not to get too high, only because it's windy out. Now that being said, if it gets too windy, it would tell you. Now the cinematic mode is really slick. Look at that. Okay, let's go up higher. We'll go, I'll tell you what, we'll sit there, we'll go up higher until it tells us. Okay, now look at this. This is just, let's just do a slow pan. Oops. Slow turn. Isn't that slick? It's really slick. What a beautiful day. It takes a little getting used to the controls. Like I'm even in cinematic mode, it turns pretty quickly. Beauty, beauty. Now you can see here you have the map down at the bottom left. Let me just check the comments before I. It's hard for me to fly and do this all at the same time. All right, but if you're watching and you're enjoying this, do me a favor. You hover over and click the follow button, and then you'll get notified every time I go live. And I'm sitting there going to float up there in the sky for a little while. I got my coffee that I need. Right? Okay. There we go. Now you can actually tap on the map and look at that. It brings you, it shows you everything. And then off to the side here, oh, what are these controls? I'm not sure. Tap. Oh yeah, so it draws everything I did and I just erased it. Return to home. All right, and we can switch back and forth between things. Now, if you can see though, there's my airplane, my drone. So if I turn it, it's going to show me just exactly how to get home, right? Now you can minimize this, right? Let's just do over here. Change, direction. Look at that. There's a compass. So I get back to the other thing. Oops, what did I do? There we go. Okay, bring it back. Put things down, minimized. So it's really slick. You can even, oh, okay, so there's a strong wind warning. Now what would happen there, so I'm going to come down lower because of the wind. If it kept giving me a strong wind warning and I didn't come home, it would automatically start returning to home. All right. I'm going to come down closer to the ground so we avoid that wind. Now, see, I've still got like 66% power back. So I'm going to go into sport mode. Sport mode is high speed. Flight at angle is larger in sport mode. The gimbal will rotate when the aircraft starts or stops. Okay. Much faster. Strong wind. All right. We could certainly race the tractors down the road. Strong wind. Yeah. It is pretty windy. Okay. So I'm not gonna head home because I keep getting those strong wind warnings. Look how fast I'm going now. Oh, it tells me somewhere. Right, there we are. And we just come down. Yeah, there we are. Look at that. Coming right at me. Here we are. Okay, cinematic mode. So there I am. I'll come this way. Could be a better straighten things out. Come on down. Look at me looking at me. Now, if you could see this, like honestly, right now, that is flying, like it's shaking like this. But you wouldn't know it. Like you can see a little bit of movement there, but it's flying pretty good. In fact, it boasts level 5 winds. So right now, like we are in about 22 km/h winds, and probably closer to 25 when it gets up in the air. Right? So really cool. Now I'm just going to sit there in front of me, check the comments. There we go. Dallas.com. How are you? Thanks so much for being here. If you're new here and you're enjoying what you're seeing, do me a favor, hover over, click the follow button. I'm working on a goal of 2,000 followers by September 1st. So every follow I get gets me closer. I'm at 91 right now. So first goal is to get to 100, right? How are you, Dallas? Are you in Dallas? Is that where you're from? Okay, oh, she is windy. Now, the DJI Mini 2 only has sensors on the bottom. Let's make sure nobody's. Oh, look at this. This is just a really cool. Now, if I were to get too close to that, it would actually come up higher to avoid hitting anything. Right? Look at that. Is that sweet or what? Okay. Follow the tracks. One thing you have to keep in mind is you got to get back. So it actually makes sense, and it's highly recommended that, and I'm probably not doing it at the moment. When you fly away, fly into the wind. That way, when you come back, you have the wind behind you. Oh, there were some birdies. There's probably some birds out there going, who's that other pretty bird? Right? And then it's just so smooth. I love my drone. I really do. Kick it into high gear. Look at that, eh? Is that cool? Oh, somebody coming? There are trains around here. We still got lots of. Let's go up and Okay, so we're going to stop that. And let's go, let's take some pictures. I don't know. Switch over. Pictures. Pictures. There's lots of pictures. Now, I normally wouldn't move around that. If I was taking video, I'd be a lot smoother with it, but I'm trying to get in position for a nice picture, right? So that's kind of cool. Tree in the middle of nowhere. All right. So you can see the possibilities, and I'll tell you, if you're thinking of getting into flying a drone, the DJI Mini 2 is an awesome way to get started. It really is. Where am I? Okay, so I don't know where I am, so I just look at the map and go, whoop-de-doo, there I am. See? Look at me down there. Can we zoom in? Sure we can. Come down. Come down a little further. Where am I? Right there. And smile and go, hey, right? Put the window down. Yep, there we go. Still at 29, left in the battery. You can actually tap. I think you tap on the battery. It'll tell you, right? I can fly. It says like another 5 feet until forced landing. So we're pretty close, right? We're fading fast. Switch back over to video. Right? 2 times, 4 times. Hey, how's it going? Now that's in 1080p. We could actually switch. We have to do it. She's working hard to stay up there, that's for sure. If I stop, I can switch into 4K mode. 2.7K mode would be next. Wonder how far I can zoom. 2, 3 times. That's still pretty good. And that's 2.7K mode. And then in 4K mode, you can only zoom 2 times. I'm pretty happy with 1080p, to be honest with you. My son Jason would disagree. All right. So there you have the DJI Mini 2 coming home. Where is he? Right there. Okay. Now, do I want to try to land on the roof? Get right here. Come on in. Yep. See, it wants to land. It says, okay, I've had enough of you. See if we can do it right here.
Landing.
Whoops. We still did okay. She's alive. At her first step point. But that's okay. We're right here. That could be technically my first crash landing. First crash landing. I should have known not to do that, right? Should have known not to do that. Okay. So there you have, that is the DJI Mini 2. Now, low battery, and we're going to take that. Let's just feel, yeah. So that was pretty good. I mean, that was like 25, 25 minutes of, well, 25, 26, probably about 20 minutes of flight on a windy day. So I'm not going to complain about that by any means. All right. Now, you don't want to leave the drone in. So I'm out here in the van and it's warm, right? I've got the air conditioner on so that things don't overheat. So there we go. So I've used 2 batteries. Not the third one still, but I think I'm going to save that. Now this is the DJI. So the Fly More combo comes with this, which is the smart charger, and it holds 3 batteries. Now I've got 4 batteries. You can see that one there. So the DJI Mini 2 batteries are gray. I've got this black one here. I used to own the DJI Mini 2. And they were very clever when they did this because they were like, okay, well, we know people are going to have batteries from the DJI Minis, and we don't want people to get angry because they bought these batteries. Anyway, they made it so that the DJI Mini 2 batteries, or sorry, back up, reverse, David. The DJI Mini batteries will work in the DJI Mini 2 drone. But the DJI Mini 2 batteries will not work in the original Mavic Mini. Clever, right? I get it. So, when I had the Mavic Mini, the original, I had bought an extra battery, and when I sold it, I just sold it with like the combo and three batteries. So I now actually have 4 batteries for my Mavic Mini 2. They're not calling it the Mavic Mini 2. It's the DJI Mini 2. I don't know. They got rid of the word Mavic. But this smart charger, you can see that there. So you see the lights. So there's a button on the end, and I push that just for a second, and it tells me how much power I have left. So this one's actually full. Now, when I plug this in to charge, which I will do to demonstrate, because we're currently charging that, we don't need to. Okay. Oh, if I can, I don't know if this will reach. I brought the short one. Working on it, folks. Stay with me. Okay. So when I plug this in to charge, it's going to, see the lights? Oh. So it's scanning right now, and what it's going to do, it's going to pick, so it's obviously not going to charge this one because it's full, but now it's scanning and it's going, okay, which one of these batteries is fullest? And it picked this one. So it always charges the battery that's closest to being filled first. It does not charge all 3 batteries at the same time. If you wanted to do that, you would need more power, right? But it charges fairly rapidly. I've never actually timed it nor looked how quickly. Gotta have the coffee. Gotta have it. Should have the comments too, just in case. But you know, it's a few hours. It's 4 hours. If you were to charge in all 3, probably 4 or 5 hours, right? It's also a power bank. So if you can see there, this is, so there's the battery to see what, the test button to see how full the batteries are. Why am I talking today? And then there's your USB-C connector for charging. And then right here, you've got your standard USB-A. So you could actually plug this into a phone or anything you want to charge, and this becomes a power bank. Now, of course, it does take power from your batteries, But if you were in the middle of the field here or something, and that's the only power you got, and all of a sudden your phone's dying, you're like, oh crap, you can charge it up here, which is really smart. Now, that being said, this controller for the DJI Mini 2, this also works with the Mavic Air 2 and some of the other DJI drone products as well. The Mavic Mini had a different controller, and it was a nice little controller. It was smaller, but this has got more flexibility. It's even got rubber grips on the back so that it just feels good in your hand. These are your controllers, and what's nice about this, you can just take those right out, and you can see there they pop into the bottom, right? I love DJI products. I have DJI stabilizers as well, so everything fits in there. Also USB-C. Um, when you connect your phone into here via the whichever cable you need, it plugs into here. The other end here is an Android style, so I could plug this lightning cord in and then do it the other way and it would work. So Android or iOS. And when I plug this in, and there's a settings in the DJI Fly app, I always have it, well, it depends on my phone, but the controller is also a power bank and will actually charge your phone. So you don't have to worry about running out of power. So DJI's really covered everything here. And the controls, even without the joystick, you can actually still control them. I don't recommend it, but if for some reason you screwed that up. Button on the back here for taking a picture or starting and stopping your video, and thumb wheel here for making the 3-axis gimbal going up and down. And then your controls for cinematic mode, which is the slow movement. It's my favorite one. My son thinks I'm just scared, but I enjoy the cinematic version. When you get old, you're not in a hurry. Then there's normal, just kind of regular flying speed. And then there's sport mode, which is like zoom, really fast. Um, with the wind behind us, we've had this thing going 60 kilometers an hour. So that's about 50, 55 miles an hour, right? No, that's about 40 miles an hour. Anyway, yeah, she'll go, right? Now, keep in mind, the faster you go, and the harder it has to work if it's going towards the wind, the quicker your battery is going to come down. And that's why I suggest when you're flying, if you can, depending on your shot, but if you're able to, fly into the wind so that when you come back, it takes less battery power to get back. And getting back is more important than going away. Because if you go too far away and it doesn't get back in time before the battery depletes, right, you're going for a walk. All right, let's go to the comments again. Anybody out there? Hello? Lots of people out there watching. If you are watching and listening, I'm trying to reach 2,000 followers by September 1st. And welcome to the channel, by the way. I'd appreciate you hovering over and clicking the follow button. You will get notified when I go live. Pardon me, when you do that. You'll help me reach my goal. And it's a free way to support the channel here, right? And that I appreciate very, very much. So I'm actually going to plug this in and start charging the batteries again. Just so we get started. Controls on the front here as well, power on and off. Return to home button. So wherever you are and you want to make sure you set your settings. I always fly, I look around and I see the highest point that I might be flying near. I go to that point and I fly to it and see the height. And so if it said I was at the height of 50 meters, that tree was at 50 meters, then I go into my app. Here, I'll show you. Let's bring that back, shall we? So you go into the app. Let's go here. Okay, so we're not connected right now, obviously. But you see the 3 dots at the top right there. This brings us into a whole bunch of settings. Whole bunch of settings. Oh, I gotta go soon. Flight protection, maximum altitude, 15 meters. So I can set this so that it only flies 15 meters, right? I don't know why it's sitting. I'll tell you why it's sitting at that. It's sitting at that because we're not connected to the drone. Maximum distance, no limit. That would normally be set to the this drone boasts being able to fly. Is that too hot? Okay. I'm trying to keep things cool here. Um, Set to fly 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers you can fly this drone. Now, I don't recommend flying 10 kilometers. I've never flown 10 kilometers away. I don't intend to. Everything I'm shooting is within a couple kilometers. And technically, depending where you live, the laws will state VLOS, virtual line of sight is what. So you need to be able to see the drone. Now, you can have people assist you in seeing the drone, etc., but that's a whole other show. You want to be able to see the drone. You want to be safe and smart. So you can set those. Now, your home auto return to home altitude. So this is where you would set. If I flew over to that, there's a tower over there, and if I was going to be flying near that, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to fly close to that, and I'm going to see it says, oh, it's 50 meters up. So I'm going to set it for 60 meters. So what happens is when you hit the return to home button, it stops where it is, and then it goes straight up to that altitude, 60 meters. And then it flies home, and then it comes down to the home point. The reason it does that is if you're flying in an area with lots of objects around, the Mini 2 only has sensors on the bottom, so it doesn't have any sensors to prevent it from when it's going forward or back, okay? So it flies up to the highest point, flies over everything, so there's nothing in the way, and then it comes back down to the home point where you're at. So I really recommend taking some kind of a course. I mean, you can watch stuff online. The nice thing about the Mavic Mini and the Mavic Mini 2 or the DJI Mini 2 is because it's a sub drone, and again, depending where you live, but at least where I live in Canada, you don't have to have a license to fly this drone, and you don't have to register the drone. Here in Canada, at least in Ontario, any drone over 250 grams in weight, you must have a license. There's a basic and an advanced, and you must register your drone with Transport Canada. Now, different in the United States, but very similar. So I'm not a legal advisor, so disclaimer, you look into that yourself and make your own decisions, all right? And I really do strongly recommend as well that if you're going to get out and fly, I'm going to do this because I might need my phone soon. If you're going to get out and do this, whether it's with or without, your first flight should really be in an open area like a field, a farmer's field, or be careful about parks. There's different rules in different areas about flying over parks. Gonna be throwing stuff around. Just get out and practice. Get a feel for it. Do not fly it in the house first. I just happen to know that's a good idea. I'm just saying. Um, yeah, be smart. Practice stuff. But most of all, have fun. It's going to stop my screen sharing here. All right. Got lots of power there, so I'm not going to. If you could only see my van. This is the show on the go. Welcome to Deals with David, everybody. I appreciate you being here. And appreciate you saying hello. I don't know what's wrong with this phone, but it's not cooperating. Okay. So I hope you really enjoyed this. Patricia Samuel, thank you so much for following, Patricia. I'll never forget your name. My mother, resting in peace, that was her name, was Patricia. Thanks so much for following. Where are you watching from, Patricia? Always curious to know where my followers are coming from. All right. All right, and then let's pack everything up. So take the controller, press and hold. Hear that little beep, and you're good to go there. The batteries, just unplug, put them away. And you want to store these in a cool area. I mean, Where did I put that? Oh, right there. You don't want batteries to overheat, right? Not a good idea. They explode. All right, now we get the drone. And this is important. You know, a tiny little drone, there it is, like it's fitting on the screen. This will fit, and here's my hand, size of my hand, right? Right? Very tiny. Just be careful when you're folding things up. Usually when I say that is when I mess things up. Right? There is the DJI Mini 2. 249 grams in weight. Did I leave a battery in this one? No, I don't think I did. I put it in here. Oh, there it is. So get that all right. Now, what they did this time was they included this really clever propeller protector. Okay. And this only goes on one way. It's very simple. Just want to carefully hold things in place. And just slides over there. Just being careful not to bend the propellers. It is a gentle piece of machinery, right? So sophisticated, if you will. And then it just snaps on the side there. Just a little tiny hole. You don't have to press it hard. There you go. Make sure your props are in place. And now it holds everything right in place. We're almost done. Into the bag of tricks. Where did I put it? Well, I just had it. Oh, there it is. This is, there's the 3-axis gimbal, right? And this is the protector for that. And it just snaps into place. It only goes one way, so you can't mess that up. And then here in the DJI bag, the weather-resistant DJI bag, everything fits right in there so cleverly. There's the DJI Mini 2. It's got a nice strap that goes along with it as well, and a side pocket for keeping some extra things if you need to. I keep my license in there because I'm supposed to have it with me. Even though I was not required to have a license, I studied and went and got one. And here's the reason. I think it was 25 or 30 bucks for me to do it. Anyway, again, check your local listings. Here's why I did it. I thought I could really probably learn a whole lot of things about flying a drone and all that stuff. And I just want to do it right, and I want to be safe. So I took the time to study for a couple of weeks, a couple hours a day, and wrote my test. Got passed the first time, right? So really, really cool. All right. Oop. All right. Now, if you really want to get into things, you can get into the DJI Air 2S Fly More combo. This thing will do like, I don't know, something like over 5K video, and it's got sensors all around. It's really, really super awesome. That's the next level. But this Mavic Mini 2, the DJI Mini 2, even the Mavic Mini, they're still putting them out there. The Mavic Mini only shoots up to 2.7K. I use this drone for commercial use as well. I like to make some drone videos for people, and I'm really happy with it. If you want stronger winds, that sort of thing, then okay, you're looking into higher things. But for me, nice day, even in a level 5 wind, about 25 miles per hour, 30-kilometer winds, you're still going to be okay. You will have less battery timing, but you can still fly it, right? This, where we are today, is about the maximum that I get into flying. So, and here, I can tell you right now, I'm going to be late for my meeting, but that's okay. Where's my weather? Weather. It's 31 degrees out right now. Wow. So 19-kilometer-an-hour winds, right? So that's about as far as I like to go. Now, if my son were here and it was 25-kilometer-an-hour winds, he would fly it, but it's not his money flying up in the air. But anyway, you get the idea. So there you go. The DJI Mini 2. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming by and watching. And Patricia, thank you for the follow. And everybody else, if you're watching, if you're not following yet and you got anything valuable out of this video, I'm live 4 days a week. This is a bonus one. And I might even be here tomorrow. Amazon Prime Deal Day is June 21st and June 22nd. Unfortunately, only on the US Amazon site because of COVID, not Canadian site this year. But going to be some great deals. So mark that on your calendar, June 21st and 22nd. I'm probably going to be live for like 12 hours each one of those days. Why wouldn't I? Going to be so many great deals. And I look forward to getting to know you guys. So one last time, hover over, click the follow button. You'll support me and helping getting me to 2,000 followers by September 1st. And hopefully you'll come back and enjoy some more videos with me here. I'm David Burrows. This has been Deals with David. Thanks so much, everybody. Stay safe.